A quadcopter hovering perfectly still looks effortless, but mechanically, it is an unstable system. Without active computational intervention, it cannot maintain a level orientation. This 3D model shows the complexity of the problem. An aircraft operates in 6 degrees of freedom. It moves across 3 translational vectors, up-down, left-right, forward and backward, and 3 rotational vectors, pitch, roll, and yaw. To manage those 6 spatial dimensions, the drone only has 4 scalar inputs. The pilot can only control the rotational speed of 4 motors, leaving the system underactuated. To keep the airframe from falling out of the sky, a central flight controller must execute micro-adjustments to motor speeds up to 8,000 times a second. The smooth hover we observe is an illusion. It is constantly catching itself from the brink of a crash through high-speed mathematical correction. Thrust generation relies on Newtonian mechanics and Bernoulli's principle. As the propellers rotate, they act as airfoils, accelerating a mass of air downward to generate an equal and opposite upward force. But pushing air creates resistance. As a brushless motor spins a propeller at 35,000 RPM, it generates a reactive aerodynamic torque vector. This force constantly threatens to spin the entire carbon fiber chassis around its vertical axis. Here in this top-down view of the chassis, we see the mechanical solution. By using a counter-rotating matrix where opposite motors spin in different directions, the reactive torque forces cancel each other out, locking the yaw axis. Even with balanced torque, the materials pose a challenge. The rigid carbon fiber frame acts like an airborne tuning fork, amplifying wind gusts and harsh mechanical vibrations. Physical engineering alone cannot solve this problem. Without a digital processor to interpret and filter those vibrations, the airframe will shake itself apart through mid-throttle oscillation. The solution starts with measurement. By installing a 3-axis MEMS gyroscope, the drone can measure its exact angular velocity and feed that telemetry into a continuous stabilization algorithm. That stabilization is governed by the proportional integral derivative equation, or PID loop. This calculus function serves as the neurological center of the aircraft. This chart maps the loop's response, starting with the proportional term. When a wind gust pushes the drone, the P-gain applies a direct restorative force matching the magnitude of that physical error. The integral term accounts for the past. It accumulates microscopic steady-state errors, like a shifted center of gravity, and applies a permanent offset to the motor outputs, holding the drone level over time. Finally, the derivative term predicts future behavior based on the current rate of change. It acts as an algorithmic dampener, counteracting the P term as the drone approaches its target to eliminate bounce back after sharp maneuvers. The PID loop is a predictive engine. It calculates the necessary counterthrust to neutralize aerodynamic forces milliseconds before they can disrupt the flight path. But the PID loop relies on mathematically clean data. The high-frequency vibrations from the spinning motors constantly threaten to overwhelm the gyroscope with mechanical noise. Black box data logs show what happens when raw noise bleeds into the sensitive derivative term. The algorithm misinterprets vibration as movement, sending chaotic commands to the speed controllers that can overheat the motors in seconds. To prevent this, the electronic stack utilizes the bi-directional DShot protocol. The electronic speed controllers transmit exact real-time motor RPM telemetry back to the flight controller over the signal wire. This data allows the system to target the specific harmonic resonance of the motors. By applying dynamic digital notch filters, the system surgically strips that physical noise out of the gyroscope signal. Computational filtering is a mandatory prerequisite for flight. The mechanical reality of the frame must be digitally sanitized before the mathematical brain can process it. Stabilizing angular velocity allows for hover, but orientation requires external references. A low-frequency accelerometer measures static gravitational acceleration, providing a reliable reference for down. Through sensor fusion, the system cross-references high-frequency gyroscope data against static gravity data to maintain a mathematically consistent model of its orientation. To locate itself in the world, the drone relies on global infrastructure. A GNSS module concurrently triangulates radio signals from GPS, GLONASS, and Galileo satellites, calculating coordinates based on the time of flight of signals from space. To utilize those coordinates, the flight controller needs a magnetometer to measure the Earth's geomagnetic vectors. But under heavy acceleration, the drone pulls 150 amps from the battery, generating a massive internal electromagnetic field. This 3D model illustrates the resulting interference. Ampere's circular law dictates that this localized electrical storm will overpower the planet's magnetic field, causing the drone to spiral. This is why the magnetometer is mounted on a 5-centimeter non-conductive mast. Achieving autonomy requires isolating planetary-scale sensors from the electrical interference generated by the drone's own powertrain. The operator connects to the system using an ExpressLRS radio link. By utilizing chirp spread spectrum modulation, the command link maintains a connection over several kilometers, even through physical obstacles. This radio architecture enables operations beyond visual line of sight. The operator can assign geographic waypoints, and the onboard processor will navigate the 3D environment without further human input. If that radio link is severed, the system relies on its final safety protocol. It climbs to clear obstacles, references its geomagnetic data, and executes an autonomous return-to-home failsafe to land at its takeoff coordinates. By fusing classical aerodynamics, high-speed predictive calculus, and global sensor networks, the system achieves autonomous functionality, maintaining its own stability and safety protocols independently. But what happens when the 55 amps of current flowing into these motors is rapidly braked, causing a massive backward voltage spike known as an LC transient? We'll explore the destructive power of inductive loads next time. For more updates and interesting science fact-based videos, visit the EduScience channel now. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like and subscribe to EduScience for your weekly dose of science.